Hello everyone, my name's Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time. And today we're going to do a Kindle haul because I've been feeling a little bit down. So I want to put a smile on my dial. Stay tuned. Okay everyone, so yeah, I've had a tough week. Physically, my knee still hurts. Emotionally, I've had flu. It's winter now here. And yeah, I've been feeling kind of crap, to put it plainly, honestly. So what I decided last night is, because this kind of mood is not conducive to reading, I'm kind of stuck. And what I decided to do last night is, instead of trying to read, to watch TV, nothing's really giving me pleasure, I decided to go shopping for my Kindle and do all sorts of research on Goodreads and on booktube and find a whole bunch of really cool novellas, horror novellas. In one case it's a horror novel, and yeah, so I'm excited to show off some new books for you. Okay, as I told you in the last video, I'm struggling with Mine by Robert McCammon, one of my favorite authors. And it just goes to show, if you're not in the mood for reading, if you're feeling ill and you're just not there, sometimes it affects your enjoyment of the book as well, because you just can't concentrate, can't get caught up in the action or the tension. So I decided to start reading a fantasy, and it's just as well, and it's called Talendor's Guest by Chaz from Chaz, Bookish Chaz. And yeah, I'm going to have him on my channel this Sunday. So, and it's just a nice change of pace, and I'm enjoying it, reading some fantasy. Yeah, it's been kind of tough. Okay, let's move on to the actual haul. Now I'm taking my glasses off because for the most part I'm actually going to read what it says on Goodreads for each of these books. And as I said, these were painstakingly chosen. And they're mostly novellas, a couple of short stories, and there's one novel as well. And the first one is Only the Stain Remains. And I didn't write down the author, but it says here on Goodreads, it's a haunting story of two brothers who suffer at the hands of three abusive uncles. As a grown man, the younger brother's mind turns to vengeance for what they have endured. And so it says here, dark quest to punish the wrongs of the past until only the stains remain. Now, I've heard that this is like almost splatterpunk, so beware if you go into this book. I think it gets kind of gruesome. It just sounds like a great revenge tale. Okay, next up we have Fear by Ronald Kelly. And this is the full-length novel. And it says here, legends exist in Beelzebub County, I love that word, Beelzebub, the devil, of a flesh-eating creature that lives in backwoods Tennessee and preys on innocent children. But no one has ever tried to stop the monster until 10-year-old Jeb Sweeney works up the courage to end the reign of terror. Love it. So it sounds like a coming-of-age horror, like a creature feature, monster, and sounds just like my cup of tea. It's going to be fun. And yeah, sounds like a good time. Next up we have Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones. Now, I've been wanting to read this author for some time now, but I don't really want to go into the series. I think it's Only Good Indians or something else. And I decided I'd start with the novella first. This one sounded kind of interesting. And I definitely have to read the back because it's kind of complex. It's a weird story. It sounds kind of weird. A boy walking through his house at night thinks he sees his long-gone father who died mysteriously. He follows it and discovers his house is bigger and deeper than he knows. The house is a wrong place, where you can lose yourself and find things you'd rather not. The boy tries to map out his house, and that puts his brother in danger, I suppose his family as well. and you can save them, but at a terrible personal cost. So yeah, sounds very interesting. I have heard that this author's prose takes some getting used to, or turns some people off. Excuse me, but I'll make my own mind up about that. Okay, the fourth book is The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. This is a short story, and I loved We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Not so much The Haunting of Hill House, surprise, surprise. But yeah, I've been meaning to read this forever, and so I thought I'd just buy this on Kindle. It wasn't that expensive, and apparently it's about, in a small American town, the local residents are abuzz with excitement and nervousness when they wake on the morning of the 27th of June. The town has an annual tradition, you see, a lottery where every family must participate and no one wants to win. Yeah, I heard this is quite a kind of hectic story, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, it's basically with Shirley Jackson at the moment, it's 1-1, and looking forward to seeing what you can do with a short story. Okay, next up we have Feral by Gemma Amor. Now, I've heard so much about this author on booktube, especially from my friend Jason from Jason's Weird Reads. Loves this author, and the next one as well, apparently. And yeah, I thought I'd start off with a story, a short story. And all it says on booktube, all it says on Goodreads is, "Meet Margot, she's had enough." But when you pair that with that awesome cover and the title, Feral, then I think that kind of tells the story. Yeah, she's going to go feral. The sixth book is Crossroads by Laurel Hightower. And it's how far would you go to bring back someone you love? This book gives off kind of Pet Cemetery vibes for me. This woman, when Chris's son dies in a tragic car crash, her world is devastated. The walls of grief close in until one day, a cut on her finger changes everything. A drop of blood falls on his cemetery, on his memorial. And that night, she thinks she sees his ghost. So yeah, and how far would you go to save your loved one? Could get kind of messed up. Looking forward to it. Okay, the seventh book is With Teeth by Brian Keane. Now this is an author I've already read a novel from. I can't remember what it's called. Zombie Apocalypse, but very original. And this says, you got a group of middle-aged friends and they take a trip into the forest, which was supposed to be a simple thing, where all they had to do was find a place to set up a criminal enterprise. So they were going to make some money in the forest, don't know, and all their financial problems would be solved. But this is what's important. But now night is falling, and with the darkness comes something else, something fast, something ferocious, something with teeth. So yeah, from the cover and from other stuff I saw, it seems like it's a vampire novel, but maybe kind of an original vampire novel. It's a novella, it's not a novel, and it sounds like fun. And just remember, all of these, I think, also with the way that I'm feeling right now, and even though I'm reading some big books, sometimes it's better to read really short stuff when you're feeling down. It can get you out of a slump. Okay, next up we have Naomi's Room. Naomi, and that's by Jonathan Mycliffe. And I haven't really seen this mentioned on booktube, but it was a Goodreads recommendation, and this person on Goodreads said it is absolutely nightmarish, brilliant. And it's you have a young, happily married, privileged couple, and one day the husband sets off with his daughter, Naomi, on a Christmas Eve shopping trip to London. But she disappears, and days later she turns up murdered. But is she really dead? That's all I can say about that. Okay, ninth position we have another slightly weird one, but it looks very, very interesting. And that is Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. Now I have heard this mentioned on booktube once or twice. I can't remember by who. And it's about a young boy, and he's living the life sorry, He's living a life with his family and his dog along the wetlands and coastal plains of Carolina. So it's obviously the setting is important here as well. And then his estranged grandfather shows up, and cracks begin to form, and hidden secrets resurface. So it's a kind of family secrets. And the longer the grandfather overstays his welcome, the tension grows, and the boy begins to change into something else, much to his parents' horror. Grandfather kind of likes it though. So that is Wild Spaces. Okay, the next one has not got the best ratings on Goodreads, but it was dirt cheap, so I thought I'd take a chance. Just over $1, and that is Hollow Bones by B. Nah. And this is about two ornithologists, and they're trying to save a lake wetlands from an oil pipeline. It's kind of a tour guide is trying to save a family business from collapse. None of them know there is something much more deadly on the horizon. When the swamp starts drying up, people start disappearing, and a sinister force threatens to consume everything. So yeah, it sounds fun, and like I said, it's just over $1. It wasn't a lot of money. I thought I just had to throw this in there, and that is Hollow Bones. Okay, next up we're getting an author that is fast becoming one of my favorite authors, definitely in my top 10. I've just fallen in love with this guy, and that is The Pale White by Chad Lutzke. I've never gone wrong with the Lutzke books so far. It's all been like 5-star, maybe 1 4-star. And this is after being held against their will in a house used for sex trafficking. 3 girls plan their escape. Now, Alex, a hardened goth punk who is convinced she's a vampire. Stacia, raised by an alcoholic mother, and her friend, the only family she's got. And then you got, I think it's Cammy, the youngest, a mute, who finds solace in a houseplant. But does life outside the house offer the freedom they envisioned? Or is it too late? The scars run too deep. Chad Lutzke writes kids so well, writes these horrifying, dark situations so well, coming of age. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got a couple of other ones on my Kindle as well, but yeah, I'm just going to keep buying him, I'm going to keep reading him. So that is The Pale White. Okay, the last book, and this has been talked about a lot on booktube. I think We Need to Do Something by Max Booth III. And I've heard very good things about this book, and it doesn't say much on Goodreads. All it says is a family on the verge of self-destruction finds themselves isolated in their bathroom during a tornado warning. So yeah, sounds like a dysfunctional family in a claustrophobic setting, and from what I gather, kind of mental disintegration between the members of the family. So it sounds kind of messed up and kind of dark, so I'm going to enjoy it. Okay everyone, that's my book haul for today, and I just want to say I heard some news today. I don't know the booktuber, I don't know the booktube channel, but I've heard someone's passed, and I just want to wish all family and friends and booktube friends, everyone who knows this booktuber, I just want to wish them well, and sending our thoughts and sending our warm wishes your way. And finally, if you enjoy my content, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. What do you think of these books? Which ones have you read? Let me know what I should look out for. And yeah, until next time, keep those pages turning, and cheers.